In this video, we're going over the third set of exercises in our leg series for rehab. So we're going to start with just your basic squat. So for this position, you want your feet a little wider than hip width apart. You want to make sure that your toes are evenly turned out. So just make sure that everything is in alignment there. And then before you begin your squat, you want to think about sending your knees directly over your toes. This is going to keep your legs, your knees, your ankles, everything in alignment. It's going to prevent injury and make those areas stronger. If we have our knees turning in or turning out too far, now our body is unbalanced and we're just making things worse. So just make sure that we send our knees in the same direction as our toes, and we're sending our glutes. We need those to be squeezing the entire time, and we're sending our butt down and back as if we were sitting in a chair. So to begin, I like to hold my arms out in front of me for some balance and squeezing my glutes. I'm going to watch and just make sure my knees are going in the same direction as my toes. I'm going to squat down as far as I can and then come right back up. All right, I'm going to give you a side view of this exercise. So same thing, feet a little wider than hip width apart. My toes are evenly turned out. I'm going to think about my knees going right over my toes, arms in front for balance. Here and back up. So that's our basic squat. So for this next exercise, we're going to be doing a sumo squat. This is really going to target the inner muscles of the leg. So what we want to do is we actually want to make sure our feet are even a little bit wider to start with than the squat we just did. You want to make sure your toes are turned out as far as they can go, but make sure you're even on both sides. And for this one, it's especially important to make sure that your knees are going in the same direction as your toes. And you achieve that by really activating and squeezing your glute muscles. So for this one, instead of sending our weight back and down, we're actually going to just send it straight down. So straight down and back up. For this one, you can have your arms out in front or on your hips, whatever feels best. I'm going to go ahead and give you a side view of this exercise as well, just so that you can see my knees are going right over my toes, sending my weight straight down. Okay, so for the next exercise in our leg series, we are going to do just a basic lunge. So you want to start your feet are hip width apart. We're not on a tightrope. We're on railroad tracks here. And then you want to make sure you have about a foot and a half of space between your front leg and your back leg. And then I'm going to start by popping up onto the ball of my foot. My heel is off the ground for my back leg. My front foot, my entire foot is planted. And then I'm just going to send my weight straight down the center. So both knees are bent evenly. Come back up. So for this position, we're aiming for a 90-degree angle with our front knee and our back knee. So I'll give you a side view of this exercise too. I have my staggered stance as if I'm on railroad tracks. I'm going to pop this heel up here. I'm going to widen my stance just a little bit. I'm going to send my weight straight down. So I have a box here and a box here. Okay, so for the last exercise, we are actually going to be using the TheraBand, and you can sit on the floor or in a chair. I'm going to sit on the floor here. So what I'm going to do, make sure that my posture is good, engaging my core, keeping my back in alignment. I'm going to wrap the band around the ball of my foot. I'm going to grab as close to my foot as possible. And I'm going to keep my arms nice and close to my chest so that my leg pushes against the resistance. And back in, pushing against the resistance. And back in. It's really important to keep your arms tucked in, because if they go with your leg, now your leg isn't pushing against anything. Just make sure you do those on the other side as well. So wrapping the band around the ball of the foot, keep those arms tucked in. Press the leg away against this resistance.